Iga Swiatek just called Alex Eala's game tricky, and then she said on grass it's going to be even more tricky. The defending Wimbledon champion, 6 Grand Slam titles. A 6-0, 6-0 win in last year's Wimbledon final. The most dominant clay court player of her generation. She looked at Alex Eala's record this grass season, watched the footage, thought about what she was going to face on Saturday, and the word she chose was tricky. Not beatable, not manageable. Tricky. That one word tells you everything about how the tennis world now sees Alex Eala on this surface. Here is the full context of what is happening on Saturday at the All England Club. Alex is in the third round of Wimbledon for the first time in her career. She has beaten 2 opponents already, 6-1, 6-2 over Zarazua, then a comeback from a set down to beat Maya Joint 3-6, 6-2, 6-0. Her grass court record this season sits at 13 wins and 4 losses. She has beaten the world number 2, the world number 8, a freshly crowned Queen's Club champion, and the player who just knocked out Serena Williams. All in the space of 6 weeks on a surface she had barely played competitively before June 1st. Standing across the net on Saturday is Iga Swiatek, world number 3, defending Wimbledon champion, 6-time Grand Slam winner, a player who has won on clay, on hard courts, and on grass. A player who won last year's Wimbledon final 6-0, 6-0, the most dominant Grand Slam final scoreline in over a decade. She is one of the best players in the history of women's tennis. Full stop. But here is what nobody is saying loudly enough about this matchup. Swiatek has not won a single grass court match this season before Wimbledon. Not one. She lost in the first round of Bad Homburg to Emma Navarro and did not play any other grass court event. Her first grass court win of 2026 was against Karolina Pliskova in round 2 here at Wimbledon, in 69 minutes on center court. That is her only competitive grass match this year before Saturday. 1 match, 1 win against Pliskova. Alex Eala has played 17 grass court matches this season, won 13 of them, against opponents ranked 2nd, 8th, and higher, against a defending Grand Slam champion, against fresh title holders. 13 wins. On the surface, Swiatek called tricky. On the surface, Alex has been living on since the start of June. That preparation gap is enormous, and Swiatek knows it. She said it herself. Well, I don't particularly know her game on grass. The defending Wimbledon champion is walking into Saturday without a proper read on how Alex plays on this surface. Because nobody does. Alex on grass in 2026 is a version of this player that nobody has fully solved yet. Now, let me walk you through exactly what makes this matchup so difficult for Swiatek specifically. The left-handed serve. Swiatek is one of the best returners in the game on clay. She gets into rallies early, dictates with heavy topspin, and uses her return to immediately establish control. On grass, the left-handed kick wide on the deuce court fires into Swiatek's backhand from an angle she simply does not face from right-handed servers. The T serve on the ad side jams the body. The flat serve out wide stretches her beyond the baseline. And on grass, where the ball skids low and arrives fast, the adjustment time Swiatek has on clay to set up her backhand return disappears completely. She is going to spend significant portions of Saturday guessing which way the serve is coming from a player whose lefty delivery she said she has not studied on grass. Swiatek also confirmed she has a tricky game. I can assume that on grass it's even more tricky because of the surface. What she is referring to is the change of rhythm, the slice, the drop shot angle, the shift between pace and spin that Alex uses better than almost anyone on the WTA Tour right now. On clay, heavy topspin lets Swiatek overpower rhythm changers because the ball comes up high enough for her to load and drive through. On grass, the ball never comes up. Everything stays low. Alex's slice backhand stays low. Her forehand goes flat and fast through the court. The drop shot barely bounces. The variety that Swiatek described as tricky is specifically more dangerous on this surface because there is no time to adjust. Now the head-to-head. Alex and Swiatek have played twice, both in 2025, both on different surfaces. Alex won the first one, Miami Open quarterfinal on hard courts, 6-2, 7-5. One of the defining wins of her breakthrough season, the result that announced her globally as a player who could beat the very best. Swiatek answered it at the Madrid Open on clay, 4-6, 6-4, 6-2. She found the crack after losing the first set and closed it out on her best surface. The head-to-head is 1-1. And on Saturday, they meet for the third time on the surface that suits Alex most and suits Swiatek least. And here is the quote from Alex after beating Maja joint yesterday that I keep coming back to. She was asked about Swiatek and said, "I think it's going to be tough for me. I'm going to try to make it tough for her as well." And then, this is the line that matters. She said, "She's won a slam on grass. She's won a slam on clay. Has she won a slam on hard? I don't know. She's won a slam on hard. So, I mean, I'm expecting a great challenge, but I think I'm ready for it. I'm ready to face it head on." Read that again. She is literally questioning whether Swiatek has won a Grand Slam on every surface, and in doing so, she is making her point. Swiatek wins everywhere. She is the complete package. Alex knows exactly who she is facing, and she is still saying she is ready to face it head on. No flinch, no intimidation, no excessive respect that becomes fear. Just, I know what this is, and I am ready. That is the mentality that beat Rybakina in Berlin from 4-1 down in the first set. That is the mentality that bageled Maja joint after losing the first set. That is the mentality that saved 0-40, serving for the biggest win of her career, and then hit 2 unreturnable serves to close it out. Now, the crowd. Tennis had mentioned it, and they are right to flag it. Eala's fans are some of the loudest, most passionate, most emotionally invested supporters in the sport right now. At Berlin, they sold out the semi-final. At Australian Open, they formed queues hundreds of yards long. At every tournament she has played this grass season, there have been Filipino flags, Filipino chants, a noise level that other players on adjacent courts could hear. That crowd on Saturday, whether Alex is on court 1, court 2, or wherever the order of play puts her, is going to be extraordinary. And while Wimbledon crowds are respectful, knowing that the vast majority of people in those stands are willing Alex to win, with every point creates a psychological dynamic that even Swiatek, who is used to being the favorite and being cheered, may not have fully experienced before. Swiatek is the defending champion, the favorite, the most complete player in the draw on paper. Nobody is pretending otherwise, but the grass court form gap is real. The serve advantage is real. The crowd advantage is real. The head-to-head being level is real. And the fact that Alex has spent 7 weeks building toward exactly this kind of match, against exactly this caliber of opponent, on exactly this surface. While Swiatek arrived at Wimbledon having played 1 competitive grass match all season, is as real as any stat in this entire tournament. Swiatek said she will prepare. She said she will be ready. She said it will be a good challenge. And she said the one word that should make every Filipino fan's heart absolutely sing. Tricky. Alex Eala's game, on grass, 1 week before the July 4th holiday, against the defending Wimbledon champion is tricky. Saturday cannot come soon enough.